Every system has a story, and every story teaches us something about design, decisions, and discovery. You are listening to Systems and Stories, where code meets clarity and architecture meets experience. Hosted by me, Sanal, together we will explore lessons behind the systems we build and the stories that shape us. Welcome to Systems and Stories. I'm Sanal, architect, storyteller, and someone who still believes the world runs on trust far more than we acknowledge. Today, we are talking about something deeply human and also fundamental in the systems we build. But the funny part, humans and systems treat trust in completely opposite ways. Humans can't coexist without trust, system can't survive with it. On one side, trust is emotional glue of society. On other, it is the very thing we intentionally strip away from systems we design. And let's explore the contradiction. Or maybe it isn't one at all. Someone once told my wife, trust is the governing factor. And the older I get, the more accurate that feels. Because trust isn't some emotional soft skill. It's infrastructure. It's the invisible foundation that every social interaction stands on. And it's not limited to humans. Animals operate the same way. A dog trusts its owner and the familiar faces around it. A cow trusts a farmer. Birds trust the water we leave for them on hot days. Trust quietly governs coexistence. But we are not all wired in the same way. Some people trust easily, some trust cautiously. For some, the trust flows naturally, effortless and lightweight. For some, trust is a high interest loan. You need a background check, references, and maybe a 3-month probation period. Both approaches make sense. They come from experience, temperament, upbringing, instinct. For me personally, distrust is exhausting. Overanalysis, imagining unlikely disasters, anticipating betrayal, all of that drains me. Unless there is a clear precedent or a past scar, I tend to trust first and adjust later. And yes, it has caused me its share of misadventures, but it still feels lighter than living with constant suspicion. Most of us trust by default, at different levels depending on the situation. We trust the courier guy with a package. We trust the cab driver. We trust the colleague we just met. We trust the neighbor holding a spare key. Why? Because society collapses under the weight of distrust. Suspicion is expensive, verification is tiring, and thinking everyone is out to get you is too much cognitive load. Trust is the shortcut that keeps us functional. Now let's look at the world we build as technologists. In the human world, trust is by default. In the systems world, distrust is by default. If computers trusted the way humans do, internet would collapse in 5 minutes. That's why the cloud operates on zero trust. And the irony, at a time when humans feel shortage of trust in society, we are designing systems that intentionally remove trust altogether. Zero trust says, trust nobody, verify everything, never assume goodwill, treat every request as if it's a stranger, and repeat verification every single time. Imagine if humans behaved like our systems. Your friend coming over would need an identity proof, a session token, a multi-factor authentication, maybe a compliant device, and a role-based permission to make tea. And the act of making tea may be logged into the security management system. Imagine a family gathering under zero trust. Half of the family would be stuck outside waiting for conditional access to approve them. But in systems, this makes perfect sense. Machines can't judge intent. Applications don't have gut feel. Networks don't recognize friendly behavior. They only understand rules. Identity is the new perimeter. One wrong assumption can compromise millions of users. So the systems default to no until very carefully told otherwise. And here's the fascinating part. Both worlds are right. Humans trust easily because suspicion is expensive, suspicion drains energy, social interaction needs speed, intuition fills the gaps which logic can't. Whereas systems remove trust because complexity creates risk. Threats are real. Bad actors exploit assumptions, and one breach can cause complete chaos. Trust helps humans survive, distrust helps systems survive. They sit on opposite end of spectrum because the cost models are different. So the goal of modern architecture becomes this: build systems that behave in a zero trust way but feels trusted and seamless to humans using them. And that's the real art. Trust isn't binary. Humans trust organically, systems trust conditionally, and both are doing the same thing: risk management. Every relationship, at home, at work, in society, is a long running negotiation of trust. Every digital interaction, every API call, token, login is also negotiation of trust. We do it emotionally, systems do it mathematically, and the world needs both. So, the irony we are living with today is humans need more trust to function, and systems need less trust to remain safe. Which brings us to that line: trust is the governing factor. It sounded philosophical at first, but it's true on both sides, just in completely different ways. For humans, trust governs everything because we have it. It keeps life functional and friction free. For systems, trust governs everything because we remove it. Zero trust keeps digital life secure and predictable. So we trust systems because system trusts no one. Presence of trust governs one world, absence of trust governs the other. Opposite philosophies, but anchored in the same truth. Trust, freely given or deliberately withheld, is the governing factor in both humans and systems. And recognizing that, that's where the real architecture thinking starts. If this thought resonated with you, share it with someone who trusts too easily or someone who trusts nothing at all. I'll see you in the next one.